Like ever since I was growing up, I wanted to become a Miss India.
Even after winning the Miss India, you wanted to be behind the camera.
Yes.
So I think health is important. So now, I'm sure you have a very difficult or a very tough day.
No, Sangeet ji, actually I think women, and I know the feminists will kill me, but I think women end up taking a lot of credit. I remember Zakir Khan, one of the famous stand-up comedians, had once said, दुनिया में इतना काम नहीं है जितना मर्द बताते हैं.
Welcome to the yet another episode of the Hashtag Show. It's beyond a podcast. It's more like a masterclass where we dwell into various aspects of entrepreneurship, innovation, growth, investment. Join me in welcoming two special guests, two very good friends of mine, Shriya Torne and Sonam Bhagat. Hi Shriya.
Hi.
And hi Sonam.
Hi Sangeet.
So first of all, thank you for joining us. This is our first podcast show where we have two guests, and it's exciting to have two young women entrepreneurs here. At SH Global Ventures, we genuinely believe that for the India growth story to accelerate, we need to support, we need to encourage, we need to empower, and we need to enable the youth and women entrepreneurs. So today, it's a good fortune for us and to have you both on our show.
Thank you, Sangeet ji.
Very, very excited, and you might find a little bit of nervousness because I'm sitting with two charming, young, beautiful women here, and so I'm kind of blessed and lucky. Shriya,
Yes.
both of you, right? You have taken remarkable career paths. Shriya, you from beauty pageants, you were Miss India, to filmmaking, or a producer of Navras Entertainment, and Sonam from wealth management. You are now leading a media company. Could you share your own personal journey and what inspired you and how has your career shaped? Shriya, you can start.
Yeah, you go first.
So, like ever since I was growing up, I wanted to become a Miss India. It was something that was, my parents were very supportive, and they kind of, always forced me to kind of take part in every competition there has to be in school. Whether it may be shlok recitation competition or fancy dress or dance, I was always there. Winning or losing was like, it was secondary, it was not a question, but just to participate was, I had to do it. So growing up, I was I was into a lot of co-curricular activities. I was not too much into academics, and I think that has shaped my journey and my career path right now. So ever since I wanted to become an Miss India, and just when I turned 18, I kind of started following that path. And both my parents were extremely supportive and still are really very supportive, and only because of them I could able to give that a try, and I was like quite successful in my pageant journey also. And I've also studied set designing, so I was doing pageantry simultaneously with my education, and in fact that actually evolved me as a person, because I was also in front of the camera, and also I was learning the behind the scenes of the camera. So that by the end of it, I was like headstrong that I want to do something which is behind the camera. I felt more comfortable and more at
Even
home.
after winning the Miss India pageant, you wanted to be behind the camera.
Yes, I definitely wanted to be behind the camera because I love the creative process so much. It gives me so much joy. I just love reading different scripts. I love, because also my teacher in my college had taught us the art of filmmaking and the art of making a cinema, and not only the design and architecture part of it. So the soul was always there, and that is what I try to put into my stories.
Very nice.
Shreya की journey काफी interesting है, and I
आप
think
बताएं फिर।
her entire path also is very nice. मेरा इतना कुछ fancy नहीं है, although wealth management and
But
media.
फिर भी दोनों diversified तो है सोनम.
हाँ, diversified तो है, but reason दोनों का एक ही है. I am a numbers person, and it's business for me. I saw an opportunity within the media space, and I felt that there was a void. और उस space को शायद formalize करना ज़रूरी था, and that's purely the reason why I thought it makes business sense. क्योंकि आप fintech में या there were a lot of other industries that were doing, edutech was doing very well at that time. तो वहाँ पर इतना ज़्यादा scope मुझे नहीं दिख रहा था. Media tech I thought was ahead of its time. तो that was
और
purely the
अभी भी
reason.
अगर हम बात करें तो अगर हम टेक की बात करें तो विद कंटेंट राइट एंड विद मीडिया तो कहीं ना कहीं अगर इसको स्केल करना है तो टेक एनेबलमेंट तो लगेगा ही लगेगा.
Tech enablement लगता है. I think
Exactly.
the only issue which a lot of people, you know, when I first stepped into the industry were like, tech में आप ऐसा नया क्या करोगे जो already नहीं हो रहा है. You know, media and tech have been spearheaded so well by the big tech, whether it is Google or Meta or these kinds of platforms or Apple, right? इनका खुद का मीडिया स्पेस इतना ज़्यादा रोबस्ट है कि आप ऐसा क्या कर लोगे जो ये इन्होंने नहीं किया है.
करेक्ट है.
सो आई थिंक द एनेबलमेंट इज ऑल दैट वी हैड टू डू. हमें कुछ नया इजाद नहीं करना.
और इसमें ना मैं सोनम थोड़ा बहुत जो मैं भी फॉलो कर रहा हूँ और आई विल वांट टू से दिस ऑन बिहाफ एंड फॉर श्रेया. आई थिंक अदर देन टेक्नोलॉजी व्हाट इज इम्पोर्टेंट इज इनोवेशन.
Yeah, absolutely.
तो आप जो फिल्म बना रहे हैं और आप उस किस तरह की फिल्म और कितने कम समय में और कितने लो बजट में और कितना उसको मैक्सिमाइज करते हो उसका ROI, आई थिंक दैट इनोवेशन ऑल्सो इज एन वेरी important part. What would you like to say on that?
And also tech is a very important aspect of making the filmmaking process very easy right now. मतलब example, the process of filmmaking that was around 30 years back and today it's like obviously very different, but also the difference between a film that was made in say 2010 and that is made now is very different.
Even sound में भी आपका काफ़ी टेक आ गया, right?
Everything from sound to cameras to production softwares to the day-to-day what production happens, the day-to-day management softwares. So a lot of things that are helping us to make the process really smooth.
Very nice. So Shriya, you have co-founded a production house and you've been a prominent public figure, and Sonam, you're steering Vygr's growth. You are also managing other responsibilities. So both, how do you manage and balance so many roles, and what are the strategies which you adopt so that you are absolutely focused? So I believe at this evolving time, changing time, fast time, you need to be very laser focused. So how do you do that? You're playing multiple roles. How are you laser focused, and what are the strategies do you use to remain focused?
For me, I think it is mostly about time management. Like I'm still learning a lot, but I've come really long from what I was before. But
you say time management is important.
It is extremely important. It is the epitome. It is the most important thing. You can, if you manage your time properly, then you can do 10 things simultaneously as well.
Yeah. So you can do a lot more in a lot less. That's what you're saying.
Apart from that, exercising regularly, having a spiritual or religious touch. Yeah, I think.
You follow the a proper diet. You follow a lifestyle.
आपको ये कि नहीं लगता?
नहीं, मैं तभी पूछ रहा हूँ.
मिस इंडिया रह चुकी और तो
हाँ,
डाइट तो अच्छी होगी.
तो ये इम्पोर्टेंट है ना. आज अगर हम बात करें सोनम रेगुलर लाइफस्टाइल की, अगर हम लॉन्जिविटी की बात करें, आई ऑलवेज बिलीव दैट ऑल्सो दैट कहीं ना कहीं हम एज एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, और ये हमारे पिछले एपिसोड में भी बात हुई है, बल्कि राम यादव ने भी ये पॉइंट बोला था कि कहीं ना कहीं हम अपनी हेल्थ को निगलेक्ट कर रहे हैं इस रेस में, और इस कि मुझे आगे जाना है. एंड वी ऑल आर करियर ओरिएंटेड, वी आर ऑल आर एस्पिरेशनल, वी आर ऑल एम्बिशियस हो. सो कहीं ना कहीं मेरे ख्याल से हेल्थ एटलीस्ट मेरे तरफ से तो थोड़ा मिस आउट हो रहा है.
तक कर रही है, शायद हमारी जनरेशन तक और कर रही होगी, इसके बियॉन्ड नहीं कर रही है. वो बहुत ज़्यादा हेल्थ फोकस्ड
है.
बिल्कुल. लेटर मिलेनियल्स, द जेन जी, नाउ द अपकमिंग जेन अल्फा, वो बहुत हेल्थ फोकस्ड हैं अगर आप धीरे धीरे देखें. And again, we are media, so we are supposed to have our trends in place. The habits of our generations are not there anymore. उन्होंने और habits ले ली हैं, वो अलग बात है. But the habits of our generation are gradually fading away. उनका of course tech consumption, media का consumption बढ़ गया है, but there is also a certain sense of consciousness towards focusing on the way they look, they feel, and क्योंकि अब हर एक moment उन्हें भी पता है वो capture कर रहे हैं, right? तो उसी बहाने ही सही वो वो
We're living in an Instagrammable world now.
हाँ, so जब Instagram पे सुंदर लगना है तो आपको अपनी हेल्थ का ख्याल तो रखना ही होगा. So whatever is working is working.
तो क्या आपका दे हमें टिप्स कुछ 4-5 हम कैसे सुंदर रहे, कैसे यंग रहे.
आप तो ऑलरेडी इतने यंग हो, आपको हमको टिप्स
आप तो
देने
already
चाहिए.
सुंदर हो, that's what I'm saying. You should take that compliment, Sangeet ji. Take a moment.
I'm taking. I am.
Take that compliment.
Thank you very much.
You should give us tips on how to be so young and fit at 63.
So
You're 63.
today I've entered my 63rd year.
Wow. Okay.
Yesterday,
We'll
actually.
pause a moment here and we'll tell the audiences you're 63 today.
So today,
but
yes,
kudos
I
to
just
you.
celebrated my 62nd birthday yesterday.
Wow.
Today we had a mini kind of a
Yeah.
celebration just before the shoot, and so from my side, I just say आप बोल रहे हैं जैसे आप बोल रहे हैं. I think passion, nothing else, nothing more important. Getting up in the morning, that excitement, and I've read this somewhere, and I very strongly believe in this. वो जब तक आप में वो when you're getting up in the morning and that excitement is there कि yeah, this is a new day.
That purpose.
And another day. The purpose is the right word. That purpose is there, and that what keeps me going. And we, all of us, let's be honest, including you, Sonam, we've all gone through ups and downs. कोई भी story जो है वो northward नहीं होती है, कोई भी success की story नहीं होती है, कहीं ना कहीं ऊपर नीचे होता है.
True.
तो हमारे साथ भी हुआ है, आप सबके साथ हुआ है, ये चलता रहेगा. We all have just come out of the pandemic, which was once in 100 years an episode. So we all have suffered. We have lost few of our loved ones.
Yeah.
Financial losses हुए हैं. हमारी आपकी films के मेकिंग में 3 से 4 फिल्म जो आपने बनाई है वो रिलीज नहीं कर पाए बिकॉज ऑफ द पेंडेमिक. आई एम श्योर एज अ मीडिया कंपनी यू टू वुड हैव गॉन थ्रू सम ups and downs, but I think that's part of life. And yeah, so the purpose is what is there. So going back to the question, that does not
take you away from still giving us the tips.
You have to tell us some tips कि नीम का पानी पीना चाहिए कि क्या करना चाहिए, कुछ
नीम का पानी.
I don't know क्या होता है, जो भी.
No, I just when I wake up, I just have haldi and cinnamon water and ginger and limbu in it, and then I usually have only 2 meals, lunch and dinner. I don't eat anything in between because I don't feel like. And apart from that, I avoid sugar, I avoid maida,
ये
junk
बहुत
food.
important है, right?
बस बाकी
So my father
कुछ
being a doctor
intense
used to
नहीं.
say, divorce these 4 white ladies.
White things,
White
हाँ.
ladies
Yeah,
used to say
yeah.
that. तो आपका वो sugar हो गया, मैदा
साबूदाना,
हो गया,
मैदा.
salt हो गया.
Yeah.
और
So
चावल.
so that's
rice.
why I ultimately got married to an Indian woman. So I didn't have to divorce a white lady. Bad joke.
जी बहुत
Very bad. Cut कर देना ये.
नहीं रहने दीजिए, ये वाला तो रहने दीजिए. That by the time you looking like this at 63, you also have to have a terrible sense of humor.
So jokes apart, yeah. So I think health is important. So that's
Absolutely.
all. Sonam, what is how do you have? I'm sure you have a very difficult or a very tough day every day. You know, managing.
No, Sangeet ji, actually I think women end up, and I know the feminists will kill me, but I think women end up taking a lot of credit for things. I remember Zakir Khan, one of the famous stand-up comedians, had once said, दुनिया में इतना काम नहीं है जितना मर्द बताते हैं, नहीं तो अब तक हम मार्स पे होते हैं. और मैं आई वुड वांट टू फ्लिप इट अराउंड फॉर वुमेन सेइंग कि इतना काम हम करती नहीं है जितना हम बताती हैं, अदरवाइज हमारे पास सोचने का इतना वक्त होता नहीं. यू नो, वी एंड अप ओवर थिंकिंग सो मच कि हमें ऐसा लगता है आज हमने बहुत अचीव कर लिया. सो बाय द एंड ऑफ द डे वी आर टायर्ड ऑफ थिंकिंग, नॉट डूइंग सो मच. आई थिंक जैसे
बैलेंस हो जाता है, राइट?
I mean, you have to choose what role you are doing as a primary role, right?
Correct.
आप अपनी पिक्चर में एक्टर हैं, सपोर्टिंग एक्टर हैं, डायरेक्टर हैं, क्या है, आप एक बार ही चूज कर लीजिए. So if you're a homemaker, that's what you are, and primarily everything revolves around that. If you're an entrepreneur, you choose that, and then everything revolves around that. सब कुछ एक साथ बनने जाएंगे आप तो कुछ भी अचीव नहीं करेंगे. I had chosen a long time ago that I'm a professional. So whether I'm salaried and working elsewhere, or I'm in a business, or today in a dual role, mashallah, but I'm still a professional, right? So that's my primary role that I've picked. अब इसके बाद मेरी family के role, मेरे घर के, मेरे social, मेरे friend circle, everything then falls to keeping that role secure, and that's it. इतना काम हम करते नहीं.
I think Sonam, I'll agree what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, I'll agree with her.
Clear.
So I'll agree. But इसमें एक बात बताता हूँ, शायद अगेन हम जनरेशन की अगर हम बात करें 30 साल पहले, 40 साल पहले, when I talk about from my mother's point of view, now going to the younger generation, my daughter or my niece or my sister, I can see the change happening. So अगर जो अगर बात करें तो my mother was only a housewife.
Yeah.
Today my daughter, she is in the US, so she is working, she is a wife, she has to play a role of a wife, not that her husband is not, husband is also playing, and she has to also play a role of a mother. Again, not that the father is not playing, but I think that there is a little bit mother's role thoda zyada as compared to a father.
So she's chosen the role of a mother, right? So
She
being
has chosen,
that of a
but-
wife, of a social, or of a life, everything now revolves around
तो
that.
मैं यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा इसको और वो ऐड कर रहा हूँ कि आई थिंक वुमन का जो एटलीस्ट अपने हिसाब से ये मेरी सोच है कि थोड़ा डिमांडिंग होता है. मैं आपको एक बात बताता हूँ. मैं अगर सब जो घर पे आ रहा हूँ, ठीक है, हम दोनों मैरिड हैं, हम दोनों आ रहे हैं, मैं एज अ हस्बैंड आता हूँ, तो मैं एक बार बोलूँगा यार आई विल एक्सपेक्ट माई वाइफ टू cook that meal for me when I coming home. This is, I think, a set norm. This again is changing. Again I want to specify and clarify that these roles are getting reinvented now. So it's not that when you come back, both husband and wife, that the husband will not cook the meal. He will and he might. But I think the expectation is still from the woman. I think this you will at least agree to some extent, not too much.
Again, I think it's changing, and I would give due credit to the men here.
Yeah.
Because I think, very famously, Vygr's co-founder, who is also the director on this.
He actually is the soul of our show, guys. So we have to place it here. That
He cooks, and वो कई बार मुझे 7 बजे बोलते थे, listen, I'm going to be unavailable for an hour because I'm cooking. Right? and he cooks really well. So I think ऐसा नहीं है. My husband cooks, right? A lot of people that in my friend circle, I think we have to give credit to the men. The men have really understood.
we have also
the fact
evolved.
that
The men also
we're
changed.
both breadwinners, and we are both.
I think that is the
chores.
fun part, Shreya. You have a partner now, Dhruva. He's an actor, producer, restaurateur.
Yeah.
So I think we are now used to playing multiple roles, donning multiple hats, and doing it properly.
Yeah,
And I think one more thing is, do you feel that there is no point complaining? Do you feel कि complain फिर नहीं करना चाहिए? ये आपने कहा, you choose. मैंने choose किया है.
नहीं कंप्लेन तो करना चाहिए. The victim behavior helps. बहुत मजा आता है कंप्लेन करने में.
नहीं, आप रात में फिर कंप्लेन भी करोगी?
हाँ कंप्लेन
क्या यार ये मेरे को बर्तन आके भी धोने पड़ रहे हैं.
नहीं, हाँ ये भी नहीं हुआ आज, वैसे भी नहीं हुआ. So I think it adds the flavor, because I'll tell you why. To my mind, I think whether it is with a partner or whosoever it is, I think they like to still be the savior. तो give them the power ना, क्या फर्क पड़ेगा आपको? तो कंप्लेन तो करनी चाहिए. मेरे हिसाब से I don't know if Shreya will agree.
No, but that's a natural tendency of a man and a female. Like the women are the nurturers and the males are the protectors, the survivors, the breadwinners.
Yeah.
So that वो natural tendency, तो that will be in our core. So I agree.
अभी मेरे को ठीक से याद नहीं आ रहा है, बट पेशेंट जाता है डॉक्टर के पास, को पूछता है कि भाई मेरी ये बीमारी जो है क्या है, तो डॉक्टर बोलता है नहीं मैं नहीं बताऊंगी, तुमको समझना चाहिए. तो समझना क्या चाहिए, तुम डॉक्टर हो यार, बताओ मेरे को क्या हुआ है. तो ये वही वाली बात होगी ना. आई थिंक द रोल्स आर चेंजिंग नाउ बिटवीन द मैन एंड वुमन, and both are being considerate, both at
absolutely.
work, at home.
Yeah.
This whole thing is evolving. Chaliye, let's carry on. This is good, this thing. Again, both of you have built companies with distinct visions. So we have a Navras Entertainment, which is very, very focused on creating new age content, very, very laser focused on the kind of content you are making. And you, Sonam, as far as Vygr is concerned, you have again a very distinct vision. So what drove you to create these ventures, and how have your goals being, you've established your companies on what are the basic and the strategies and the vision of your company?
So as I was saying that, like when I was completing my education, simultaneously I was also working in front of the camera. So that like at the end of it, as I said, that I had decided कि अभी मुझे करना है, तो I'll do something behind the camera and behind the scenes, because that gave me more joy. So once I decided, the core of it was really a reflection of the core of me. So basically, Navras Entertainment is a new age, and we have content that is very, very new, that is very unique. But we also have content that is very true to our culture and our traditions. So Navras is a blend of the core values of our culture and traditions with the new age techniques, with the new age cinema, with the new age actors, with the new age technicians. So that is the core of Navras.
And you are focused on that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're reading new scripts, you're coming out with, and you have, I will come to that afterwards, Yeah, I personally believe with whatever conversation I've had with you, you have kind of discovered, or I can use the right word is, decoded the filmmaking from a lens of a new age producer. We'll talk about that
Yeah.
later. Okay, the film and the media industry are known for their glamour, but also there are challenges faced, there is misconduct, there is sexism, there is a number of things which are associated with this industry. What are your thoughts on these issues, and how can women, especially again this is being a all woman, two woman episode here, how can women navigate these spaces without letting these challenges hold them back? We all know both are the media industry and the entertainment industry have their own challenges, especially for women. So what are those challenges, and how do you advise them to face them and not let them be as roadblocks?
I think Shreya has been in the front of the camera, so I'd let her
Both ways. So front
I
of the
think-
camera, back of the camera. Let's open up.
or sponsoring the camera.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
So I think these difficulties for women are in all the industries, but they are more highlighted in the media industry because media industry is such. But I feel if you have your, if you know who you are, if you know your core values, if you know what vision you, like what your vision is and what you want to do in life, and if you are focused in that, then I don't think, you have to go through all of that. If you are very strong held with yourself and how you project, yourself to people, I think that like it is not a huge issue. But I also feel that being on the other side, I would be really honored and grateful that I could give out a space environment to all the female technicians, to all the female actors, to all the female, ADs, everybody working in my team, to have a safe working environment, because that is the basic. And I feel all the women in the industries, there are a lot of women growing in the industries and at the forefront now. All the channel heads are women. So I think the industry is changing for good, and there are women in powerful positions, and they are supporting, women who are up and coming, who want to do something in their
point
industries.
taken. आपका क्या कहना है?
नहीं, I think
कहानियां तो बहुत सुनते हो
नहीं, कहानियां तो
और बहुत चलता रहता है,
कहानियां
बहुत
आप सुनते
सुनते
हैं
रहते
इसलिए
हैं
क्योंकि-
और होता रहता है, और ऐसी बात नहीं कि नहीं भी होता है. लेट्स बी ऑनेस्ट, लेट्स एक्सेप्ट इट. सो
संगीत जी, आई थिंक मीडिया वालों को बोलने के लिए एक आउटलेट होता है.
Yeah.
फाइनेंस वालों को या एजुकेशन वालों को वो क्या कहाँ जाके पोस्ट करेंगे, राइट? मीडिया वालों को बोलने का आउटलेट होता है कि प्रेस पूछती रहती क्या हुआ आपके साथ, क्या हुआ आपके साथ, अरे आपको ये रोल कैसे मिला, सुना आपके साथ कुछ हुआ. एंड मेरा थोड़ा डिफरेंट है ऑन दिस. आई थिंक जो क्रिएटिव फ्रीडम है इन द मीडिया स्पेस और इन द एंटरटेनमेंट स्पेस, ये थोड़ा सा क्या है, मिसयूज़ हो जाता है. बिकॉज आई कांट रियली से कि एक पर्टिकुलर इंसान को आपने एक रोल के लिए क्यों चुना है, राइट? द डायरेक्टर और द कास्टिंग, whosoever the person is, will say कि नहीं, मुझे इनका बेटर लगा है. दूसरा इंसान नहीं बता पाएगा, but they might have taken favors or they might have asked for favors, who knows?
वी डोंट नो.
Right? In a banking or in an education or in a startup space or in a venture capital space or in any of the other industries, performance के parameters बड़े clear होते हैं, right? यहाँ पर आपकी performance बहुत बाद में दिखती है कि
मैट्रिक्स भी क्लियर है.
मेट्रिक्स भी क्लियर है. आपने परफॉर्म नहीं किया, आपने सेल्स डिलीवर नहीं किया, आपने कस्टमर सर्विस डिलीवर नहीं किया, तो सीआरएम्स आर वेरी क्लियर. आपने कभी सुना है मीडिया इंडस्ट्री में सीआरएम है, एक्टर कितना डिलीवर नहीं करेगा, राइट? अब जाकर धीरे धीरे, लाइक श्रेया सेड, कॉर्पोरेटाइजेशन जो हो गई है, उसमें द ओटीटी प्लेटफॉर्म्स आई थिंक हैव अ मेजर रोल टू प्ले, who've come through with so much of a corporate zeal that अब हर एक एपिसोड में डिसाइड हो जाता है कि आपको अगला सीजन मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा करने के लिए, राइट? एंड वेदर यू आर गोइंग टू मेक इट एज एन एक्टर विद इन द इंडस्ट्री और नॉट. सो आई थिंक दैट वाज जस्ट हिज परफॉर्मेंस क्राइटेरिया था नहीं, और क्रिएटिव फ्रीडम के नाम पे देयर वाज दैट थिंग व्हिच आई थिंक नाउ इज,
अब ये चलता रहेगा. दिस इज, आई थिंक इट्स एन ऑनगोइंग डिबेट.
अब दूसरी तरह का मिसकंडक्ट हो गया है, बट आई थिंक I mean the
So I think
criteria
what
has
you are
changed.
saying, I think the अनदर पर्सपेक्टिव इज वुमेन रोल आर, जो हमने अभी बात कर रहे हैं और जो बात कर रहे हैं और हो रहा है, वी आर, देयर इज अ विजिबल चेंज हैपनिंग. वी आर हैविंग मोर वुमेन CEOs, वी आर हैविंग मोर वुमेन प्रोड्यूसर्स, so the roles are changing right now. Let's talk further in from a Navras perspective. What kind of films are you making right now? What is your focus? So there is one more thing, we've been seeing a new trend which is there. पहले हम एक फिल्म बनाते थे तो एक ही लैंग्वेज में बनाते थे, राइट? तो अगर बॉलीवुड की फिल्म थी तो हिंदी फिल्म बनती थी, और साउथ की होती तो वह तेलुगु में बनती थी या मलयालम में. Today I am seeing especially Hindi films are made in 4 languages. Not that they are dubbed, or I still don't know that. Can you throw some light?
Yeah.
So why are we seeing these 4 so-called multilingual films now being made? And are the same film dubbed or they are short? What is that entire process? So how do I see a Pathan in 4 different languages?
So basically, after Bahubali, it is a Telugu film, and after Bahubali released in Hindi at such a big scale, and it did a business.
So that was short or it was not short?
It was
The
shot
Hindi
in
was short
Telugu.
again?
No, it was shot in Telugu
Original was
only,
in
but
Telugu.
it was dubbed in Hindi.
It was a dubbed film.
Yeah, it was a dubbed Hindi film, and that was the first, like, not the first film, but the first film who kind of hit that kind of
The
box
numbers,
office.
the numbers.
Yeah, in Hindi, and after that, all the regional gaps were, or the regional cinema and all the regional gaps were kind of blurred, and then a new era of pan-India cinema is
Pan-India cinema.
Yeah, is now, that is.
So what has happened? So you make that film, and is it shot only once and there are 4 languages?
So you can do both, but like shooting a film simultaneously in 4 languages is difficult. But there was a film. It was shot and directed by Adi Vishesh. It was shot in Telugu and Hindi both simultaneously.
Simultaneously. So
Yeah.
एक shot उसने हिंदी में बोला, एक तेलुगु में बोला. ऐसा?
हाँ. Yeah, but apart from that, all the pan-India films that we are seeing right now, may it be Pushpa, KGF, Kantara, all are shot in their respective regional languages and then dubbed in Hindi because the market gets larger. And also because of COVID, audience have changed. Like audience perceiving a cinema, they have no, they don't care much about which language they are watching in. Yeah. They are okay with whatever language content there is, if the content is good.
आप बताइए ना, आपका news 9 languages, if I'm right, correct?
That's right. And
So what are those 9 languages, if I may ask?
so English, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Marathi, Kannada, and Gujarati, Bengali, and we also wanted to go towards one more language in the south, Malayalam. But
So you are creating news content
in
across-
those languages.
in these 9 languages.
In these 9 languages, because I remember when we had first started out. Of course, it started out with English, Hindi, English as one of the sort of mixed pieces, but the जो essence थी ना, वो थोड़ी सी लूज आउट हो जाती थी जब आप उसको डब करते हो वही कंटेंट को, या जब आप उसको रीराइट करते हो. और हर एक रीजन की अपनी एक ट्वैंग होती है, अपनी एक फ्लेवर होती है, एक स्लैंग होती है, अपना एक तरीका होता है कोई चीज़ को बोलने का,
सुनने का,
समझने का, लिखने का भी, राइट? इवन द रिटन टेक्स्ट इज वेरी डिफरेंट. तो उसी चीज़ को अगर आप सिर्फ रेप्लिकेट कर दोगे, ऑडियंस उसको पढ़ लेगी फ्रॉम एन इंफॉर्मेशन पर्सपेक्टिव शायद, बट उससे रिलेट नहीं कर पाएगी. तो कंटेंट की रिलेटेबिलिटी के लिए वी रियलाइज्ड वो कंटेंट का, अब आप मतलब एक जो जैसे मतलब गुजराती में एक तरीका है बात करने का, राइट? पंजाबी में एक तरीका है बात करने का.
यानी कि आप 9 लैंग्वेजेस में अलग अलग.
फॉर्चुनेटली आवर इंफॉर्मेशनल क्रिएटर्स आर टू सच एन एक्सटेंट, और इतने लेंथ एंड ब्रेथ से आते हैं हमारी कंट्री के, कि वो अपनी अपनी लैंग्वेजेस में जब या अपने रीजन की भाषा में जब वो कोई चीज़ बता रहे हैं, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल वी हैव अ क्रिएटर who's sending us on ground content from Kolkata, we have a creator who sends us on ground content from Rohtak, right? तो जब वो बात करती है तो वो कई बार कुछ ऐसे शब्द भी इस तरह से बोलती है कि आप लोगों ने स्टडी किया होगा, राइट? आपको सुन के लगेगा स्टडी कैसा है, ये कैसा बोल रही है, राइट? बट उनकी जो भाषा के उनके आसपास के लोग वी एबल टू रिलेट टू द पीपल ऑफ रोहतक, क्योंकि वन ऑफ देम इज एक्चुअली सेइंग इट इन द एग्जैक्ट।
यहाँ पे मैं एक इंटरेस्टिंग सवाल पूछता हूँ, दोनों से सवाल आएगा। तो जो हम कंटेंट की बात करें, आप फिल्म्स की बात करें, आप न्यूज़ की बात करें, तो आप जब रीजनल कंटेंट की बात करें तो जो कंजम्पशन है वो कैसे हो रहा है? आपका जो कंटेंट बना रही है जो तेलुगु का है, वो तेलुगु का ही जो स्टेट है वो वही यूज़ कर रहे हैं कि अगेन बाकी के लोग भी यूज़ करते हैं, कंज्यूम करते हैं? और आपका भी कंटेंट, डू यू हैव एनी पैरामीटर्स और मैट्रिक्स टू फाइंड आउट कि जो गुजराती का अगर न्यूज़ चैनल आ रहा है या जो भी एक लैंग्वेज का आ रहा है वही पर्टिकुलर लोग सुनते हैं कि बाकी के लोग भी सुनते होंगे? आपके हिसाब से क्या लगता है आपको?
See, English or Hindi fortunately have the pan-India
audience.
They have a pan-India audience, right? Fortunately, अब क्योंकि बॉलीवुड ने पंजाबी को इतना फेमस कर दिया, पंजाबी या उस तरह का कंटेंट, इंग्लिश कंटेंट भी अब टू अ ग्रेट एक्सटेंट
पंजाबी कैरेक्टर्स फेमस हो गए,
कैरेक्टर्स फेमस हो गए, सिंगर्स फेमस हो गए, राइट? मैंने आई मीन वन कांट से दैट अबाउट मराठी नाउ, तामड़ी चामड़ी हैज मेड थिंग्स टू अनदर लेवल. So I think music and content is gradually getting non-regionalistic. But in Vygr, and this is going to be part of our phase 2, where we wanted to be able to, by means of an AI integration, जब सुनने वाला अपनी एक लैंग्वेज को, प्रिफर्ड लैंग्वेज को चूज़ कर लेता है, अगर सामने वाला कंटेंट तेलुगु में बोल भी रहा है, तेलुगु इज़ नॉट समथिंग विच समबडी सिटिंग इन हरियाणा वुड अंडरस्टैंड, उसकी लैंग्वेज में वो ट्रांसलेट होकर उसको सुनाई दे. And this is very much possible because this is something which we've been seeing while traveling across the world. जो हम ऑडियो बुक या गाइड बुक सुनते हैं, वो हमारी भाषा में ट्रांसलेट करके हमें बताता है, of because that's what we've chosen. So I think we'll get from any language to any language there as well.
Okay, थोड़ा सा एक सवाल जो मुझे लगता है इम्पोर्टेंट भी रहेगा और आप जवाब दे सकते हैं अपने हिसाब से. Given the tension between authentic storytelling and the demands for profitability, how do you both ensure that your projects stay true to their creative visions?
This is a very
it's a very important question, and let me tell my friends and my audience, this is the first time Apeksha I'm reading your script.
मैं वही देख रही हूँ.
अभिषेक बाबू भी देख रहे होंगे. पहली बार मैं ये स्क्रिप्ट फॉलो कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि अब तक अपने 5, दिस इज माय 6th पॉडकास्ट, मैंने पहले 5 में मैंने स्क्रिप्ट फॉलो नहीं करी है. आज क्योंकि थोड़ा सा हल्का सा आई बी लिटिल केयरफुल एज आई सेड दैट वी हैव अ मीडिया पर्सनालिटी एंड अ एंटरटेनमेंट पर्सनालिटी हियर, सो क्वेश्चंस हैव टू बी प्रॉपर्ली, कैनॉट जस्ट आस्क एनी क्वेश्चन. सो या, दिस क्वेश्चन इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. Very well drafted by Apeksha. So anyway.
Yeah, and that is the struggle that we go through every day, like on an everyday basis, because the commercial expectations and the creativity kind of collides. But you always try to find the best of both worlds and kind of integrate both of them together somehow with with everybody, with the director, with the DOP, with the costume and with the art team. Everybody comes together and kind of has a beautiful amalgamation, and we kind of make it work between the two.
Shriya calls it struggle, I call it fight. हमारे यहाँ
आपको देखिए एक बात है, आपका फाइट डेली है, इनका ना वो एक फिल्म बनता है 1 साल का, तो थोड़ा डिफरेंट है, राइट? आपका तो हर क्षण, आपका तो हर एक मिनट का स्ट्रगल है,
हर क्षण,
हर समय जो है,
कॉल, हर मीट एक स्ट्रगल नहीं, फाइट है. बिकॉज मैं देखती हूँ नंबर्स, right? And this is let's say the unfortunate side of being on in my shoes, so to speak, because when you are the person who's spending the money, आप हर चीज़ में उसकी ROI देखते हैं. जबकि जो आदमी क्रिएटिव साइड पर है, जैसे आपने बोला क्रिएटिव विजन, मैं आपको पता मेरा ना क्रिएटिव है ना विजन, दोनों ज़ीरो, राइट? और अभिषेक हु इज़ द को-फाउंडर, माय हेड ऑफ PR मृग्या, जो बाकी सारी टीम है मेरी पूरी कंटेंट साइट पर, अ लॉट ऑफ देम हैव बीन विद अस फॉर ओवर अ ईयर. उनके लिए वो दिल से सोचते हैं, तो उनके लिए ये कि नहीं ये टॉपिक ज़रूरी है, ये चीज़ हम नहीं दिखाएंगे. बड़ी सिंपल सी चीज़ आपको बताती हूँ. I realized tarot is one space that we are missing on the content creation side. तो हमने बोला एस्ट्रो इतना बड़ा टॉपिक है, ये सेगमेंट है, आप इसको क्यों नहीं देख रहे हो? I'll tell you, and Abhishek will be able to correct me on the age. One of our team members वो on ground content बनाता है जयपुर से, and he's on rolls with us. He said, मैम ये नहीं करना चाहिए. He's 22 if I'm not wrong. मैम ये हमें नहीं करना चाहिए. ये अंधविश्वास है और मेरी जगह पर इस तरह के अंधविश्वास की तरफ से people have died. तो ये तो मैं बिल्कुल propagate नहीं करना चाहिए. This is the kind of passion that they come back to me with. हमने कहा यार बट इट मेक्स बिजनेस सेंस. तो मुझे अब वो अर्जियां देनी पड़ती, देखो एक ट्राई करो, चलता है तो करना.
गिव मी सम एग्जांपल. जैसे आपका न्यूज़ के बारे में बताइए, ऐसा कोई न्यूज़ था जो आपको कवर करना था या नहीं कवर करना था, बट आपको लगा कि नहीं अब इसको करते ही हैं. अगेन बिटवीन क्रेडिबिलिटी, प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी, व्हाट इज़ राइट, व्हाट इज़ नॉट राइट, व्हाट इज़ रॉन्ग. हाउ डू यू गिव अस एनी एग्जांपल इफ यू कैन थिंक ऑफ इट्स फॉर द मोमेंट. ऐसा कोई स्टोरी आती है कुछ?
हाँ बिल्कुल. दिस tarot or the occult sciences was definitely one such example. I think something on the entertainment side is always an issue, right? मतलब जैसे कि बिग बॉस की कवरेजेस हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा एलैबोरेट हो जाती हैं कई बार कुछ, बिकॉज दीज आर ऑल, जिसको यू नो माई टीम से, मुझे तो अवार्ड्स आते भी नहीं थे एट वन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, कंटेंट हुक्स, राइट? ये वो हुक्स होते हैं जिससे आप लोगों को, या there's one other thing, clickbaits, right? You call it the clickbaits.
ये आप लोगों की न्यूज़ का एक ऐसा भी कैसा है ना कि एक ही न्यूज़ को, मैंने कपिल शर्मा के शो में देखा था कि वो एक ही न्यूज़ को 5-6 अलग-अलग तरीके से बोलते हैं.
But that is life also ना, कि one thing only, everybody else tell from their own perspective. तो न्यूज़ में भी सेम करते हैं.
देखिए जो वाला, I mean unfortunately दिखता है बिकता है, right? So it ultimately is the.
And how do you, so again बहुत important सवाल, सिर्फ बात करने का मौका मिल रहा है with a news producer, creator, media company. जब आपके पास एक न्यूज़ आइटम आता होगा, राइट, जब आप उसको ब्रॉडकास्ट कर रहे हैं या वेबकास्ट कर रहे हैं, डिपेंडिंग ऑन व्हाट योर मीडियम इज़, तो हाउ डू यू वेरीफाई कि ये र्यूमर है कि नहीं है, कि कितना रियल है?
ये एक और बड़ा फाइट है.
ये एक और
बड़ा फाइट है.
जैसे अभी जैसे अभिषेक और ऐश्वर्या के बारे में बात चल रही है, इतनी स्टोरीज बनती जा रही है कि पूछो मत. हाउ डू यू देन से कि नहीं ये स्टोरी जाएगी, ये स्टोरी बनेगी, ये नहीं जाएगी, यार ये सब बाकी सब कर रहे हैं, चलो हम भी करते हैं.
एक चीज़ फॉर्चुनेट है विगर की साइड पे. आई कांट से इट फॉर ऑल एंड एवरी.
विगर की बात करते हैं ना.
विगर की पर्टिकुलर साइड पे एक चीज़ फॉर्चुनेट है कि ब्रेकिंग न्यूज़ का प्रेशर हमारे सर पे नहीं है.
You are not in that trap.
We are not in that.
You are not in the breaking. So breaking news, Vygr is not in breaking news.
हाँ, हम आपको अभी के अभी
सनसनी वाली खबर
सनसनी नहीं आएगी. अब एक सेकंड में छूटा तो दूसरे सेकंड में बाहर आ जाएगा. Not because we don't want to, but because हमने रियलाइज किया हमारी ऑडियंसेस को सनसनी की ज़रूरत नहीं है, ब्रेकिंग की ज़रूरत नहीं है. वो एक इस तरह की जनरेशन है जो अपने काम में, अपने इंस्टाग्राम में, अपने सोशल्स में, अपनी चीज़ों में इतनी मसरूफ है, इतनी मस्त है इज द वर्ड, राइट? दे डोंट नीड टू नो कि दीपिका पादुकोण को बेबी हुआ तो अभी के अभी बता दो मुझे बेबी हुआ है.
और उसमें अगर मैं देखूँ थोड़ा बहुत जो मैं सोशल मीडिया फॉलो करता हूँ तो फिर कमेंट भी ऐसे आते हैं, हमें क्या करना है.
एग्जैक्टली.
हमें की फर्क पड़ता है.
एग्जैक्टली राइट. तो
वो अभिषेक नहीं है तो नहीं है उनके साथ.
हाँ मतलब यू नो, अरे वो दोनों अकेले गए थे वहां पर गुले करे, ये तो व्हाई, राइट? व्हाई बॉदर? पहले तो मुझे हर बार में
तो आपका ये मतलब हो रहा है कि आपका जो ऑडियंस है वो थोड़ा और स्मार्ट हो गया, इंटेलिजेंट हो गया, और वो अब इन किस्म की न्यूज़
पर्सपेक्टिव ढूंढता है. एंड आई मीन आई थिंक हमारे यहाँ पे एक अनरिटन सा फिल्टर है. अभिषेक जब टीम में आए थे तो उन्होंने एक टीम को एक गिवन दैट काइंड ऑफ a forward vision to the team, saying that एक विगर का फिल्टर है which is again a proprietary space for us, but I think हमारे लिए एक अनरिटन फिल्टर है. तो क्या करूँ, राइट?
I like it.
कोई भी कंटेंट आता है, कुछ भी आता है, कोई न्यूज़ आ रहा है, कुछ आ रहा है, तो क्या करूँ, राइट? अगर आप उसका जवाब दे सकते हो
तो ही आना चाहिए, वो
तो ही वो विगर का कंटेंट.
बहुत अच्छा लगा मुझे, बहुत अच्छा लगा. अभिषेक भाई थैंक यू, गुड वन.
That's a great perspective actually.
नहीं, बट ये आई थिंक दोनों की बात हो रही है. फिल्म्स भी, कुछ भी फिल्म बना रहे हैं श्रेया, कुछ भी बन रहा है आज की तारीख में, और अगेन न्यूज़ भी चलता जा रहा है. एनीवे, सो लकी वी हैव सम two entrepreneurs who have a different mindset, who are very clear in their vision. Both are, I won't use the word disrupting because I don't like the word disrupting. अपने ही तरीके से, अपने ही विजन से और अपने से स्ट्रैटेजी में अच्छा कंटेंट क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, तो अच्छा लग रहा है ये आप तुमसे बात करते करते। और ये अच्छा, और आई थिंक कंटेंट स्पेस विच इज़ अ $30 billion इंडस्ट्री, इट्स जस्ट इवॉल्विंग। डिजिटल मार्केटिंग, डिजिटल स्पेस इज़ इवॉल्विंग। हमारी सबकी ज़िंदगियाँ जो है अभी एक मोबाइल पे आ गई है। सो आई थिंक दिस इज़ अ गुड स्पेस एंड गुड टाइम टू बी इन। जितना अच्छा कंटेंट बनाएंगे, जितना कंटेंट लोग कंज्यूम करेंगे, वो डू यू ऑल्सो बिलीव इन दैट कि अच्छा कंटेंट बनाओगे तो वो अल्टीमेटली वर्ड ऑफ माउथ से
100%.
कंटेंट कंज्यूम होगा और उसमें यू विल गेट द नंबर्स?
100%. Like, who would have thought a film like Antara would make such waves, would do around 330 crores worldwide business. It was a simple film shot in Kannada. It was a regional film, but it blew out because it was authentic, because it gave a new, it showed something new to the audience, which was unseen before. And the music, the kind of tradition that it had, the authenticity, so that was something the audience felt ki wow, ye kuch naya hai, and that's why word of mouth it got what it got. But I feel like films, like specifically films, should have souls and should not be corporatized a lot, because abhi aisa bhi, as you correctly said, because of corporatization. But I also have other thought about it कि over corporatization के वजह से there's a list.
I agree.
And people just tick it.
I agree.
And that's why the core and the
आपने word use किया soul.
हाँ
आपने word use किया soul.
हाँ
Soul is being missed out.
missing, because everybody is behind ticking all the boxes.
I agree.
Like if it's a commercial film, you have to have a dance number, you have to have this, that. But
फॉरेन लोकेशन शूट होना चाहिए।
हाँ, मतलब अभी तो हर पिक्चर में we can
tick
also
है।
tick
We
कि
also
अरे
can
ये
tick.
हो गया, ये हो गया, ये हो गया, but that does not guarantee the success. The soul of the film, the emotions of the film guarantee the successes, I feel. और पहले films जितना ओरिजिनली और जितना प्यार से लोग बनाते थे, उतने ही प्यार से वो फिल्म्स चलती थी. एंड आई रियली होप कि people start making films for the love of making films.
So nice, beautiful thought.
Yeah.
Any one film which you are in under production or ready, which you want to share with us, which has got this soul and where you believe as a producer and you're backing that film? Any one small?
Yeah, so one of the films that we have made, actually, it's called Ud Ja Nannhe Dil.
Urja Nanne Dil.
Yeah, it's a, you know.
I'm a part of it. Yeah.
He is a part of it. And so basically that film has a very, very strong emotional core to it. And I feel like being on this side, I want to support more projects that have an emotional core, because I know that the emotion stuck. Example, say 12th Fail. It was a very, very short budget film.
True.
Nothing over the top. Didn't have any to-do list
No,
numbers.
absolutely no.
Nothing. No very, very famous actors. But still, it did what it did, because it connected with humans emotionally, on an emotional level. And I feel our film Ud Ja Nannhe Dil also has the same potential of being that, being connecting with all the people from all the age groups, because that film is a story of a very, very small boy, a boy in the 4th standard, trying to kind of be in an environment of an IB school, from being in a municipality school, and how all these friends kind of help him, and how he helps them, and how he solves their small issues at their home. And it's a very, very beautiful,
Very beautiful.
story about
Sonam,
friendship.
we took the film to IFFI Goa.
Yeah,
गए थे.
and actually it has received amazing amount
Amazing,
of
yeah.
love from all the international people
That's
as well. We took the film to TIFF at the Toronto International Film Festival. It was
TIFF गए, गोवा गए.
Yeah, Goa.
And
if
we
you-
had premiered the film.
Yeah, and
We had people crying.
yeah, the people
literally
were crying,
tears.
sobbing, missing their parents, saying that
We got messages.
Yeah.
Thanks that I'm going to connect back to my parents.
Yeah.
Very, very touching film.
In Toronto, we got in Toronto and in IFFI both, we got standing ovation for like 3 minutes straight, and people were sobbing. Even the international audience, who didn't know the language because it was in Hindi, but there were subtitles, they were also very, 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 very emotional, and it was so beautiful to see that. And I don't know, but I just work
Very
for
true.
that.
Very, very true. न्यूज़ के साथ ऐसा कुछ हुआ, बहुत टचिंग न्यूज़, कभी ओवरवेलमिंग आपको ऑडियंस से भी, कभी आपने भी कुछ ऐसा कुछ किया होगा जिससे आपको भी बहुत अच्छा भी लगा होगा? और एक वी आर इमोशनल, इंडियंस आर सपोज टू बी इमोशनल, राइट? तो एनीथिंग यू कैन रिलेट टू?
I wish it was my content team answering this question rather than me, because I think they are the right passion and right emotion driven, which I think keeps the soul and vigor intact and growing. For me, मेरे हिसाब से, क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि हर एक न्यूज़, राइट, कंटेंट जो आप लोग बनाते हो, it has a more creative aspect to it. News is very
आपका तो
factual.
थोड़ा डिफरेंट है ना, एक
News is facts.
It's facts, it's information,
Yeah.
right? And information या तो बनाई जाती है या तो होती है और उसको प्रेजेंट किया जाता है, right?
तो यहाँ पे मेरा एक सवाल और बन जाता है, आपको पता चलता है कि ये न्यूज़ बना हुआ है कि किसी ने बनाया है?
अब आई थिंक,
अब आपको इतने साल का एक्सपीरियंस हो गया,
नेचुरल कैलामिटी अब सब कुछ बना हुआ है,
अब अच्छा,
राइट? एंड अनफॉर्चुनेटली अब धीरे धीरे नेचुरल कैलामिटीज का भी हमें पता है ये बना हुआ है या बनाया गया है, राइट? सो इट्स आई मीन, आई नो आई एम सेइंग इट विद अ स्mirk, बट इट्स वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट कि अब हमें पता है, which is the reason why, again, coming back to tying it back to the question that you asked in terms of the veracity of the content,
correct,
the truth of it. हम कई बार 90% of the stories reject कर देते हैं, और हमारे informational creators when they come up with it कि मुझे इस पे कोई चीज़ बनानी है, हम उसको भी मना कर देते हैं, मत करिए, कोई point नहीं है, because this is a PR story, right? और ये PR is not necessarily done by just the media and entertainment folks. आजकल स्टार्टअप इंडस्ट्री बहुत PR करने लग गई है, तो वो स्टोरीज प्लांट होती हैं, आपको कई दफ़े पता चल जाता है अ पर्टिकुलर एक्विजिशन बीइंग डन और अ पर्टिकुलर न्यूज़ बीइंग डन इज बिकॉज द कंपनी इज गोइंग टुवर्ड्स IPO. Right? So
very evident now.
It's now very evident, and the audiences also have become
I think
smarter.
there also some can be used as a strategy and it can be overlooked. अगर कहीं ना कहीं इसके अंदर एक,
if I'm presenting in see, again, what is my job? My job is as media to provide the information. तो अगर मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि even if it is PR, but it is still an informative space, and I can still enrich the lives of my consumers with it, I will definitely present it. But just to further somebody's cause, like for example, ये जो बीच में, you know, one of the social media celebrities had become very very famous suddenly, और आपको ऐसा लगने लग गया था कि अरे ये तो भगवान आदमी है, बोले मेरे 8 क्लोन बना लिए, etc etc. You and I both know the name, right? हमें पता था उसकी असलियत क्या है. We knew who he was and still is, right?
But then why did the media really, इतना क्यों उनको उछाला गया है? इतना हर जगह वही आ रहा है, वो फिल्म फेयर में यार कोई बड़े अवार्ड शो में उनको आगे बिठाया गया था. आईबॉल मैनेजमेंट बोलते हैं.
I think, हाँ, मतलब वो ठीक है, हमें पता है कि इतने लोग देखेंगे. See, there is
But
a
लगता
certain
नहीं
sense.
शॉर्ट लिव्ड है. अच्छा, अगेन वो फिर मीडिया, उसको फर्क क्या पड़ता है? वो
क्या फर्क पड़ता है? हमने आज देखा, कल नहीं,
कल और कोई होगा,
कल कोई और होगा,
आज ये नहीं तो कल और कोई.
Exactly, right? I mean, you pandered around a particular story because a certain large industrialist passed away. आज अगला हफ्ता हो गया है, फिर कोई IPO आ जाएगा न्यूज़ में, तो वो रतन जी के पासिंग हम भूल जाएंगे.
आई थिंक ये इंडिया इज़ अ वेरी लार्ज कंट्री, श्रेया, बहुत दोनों की तरफ से बात कर रहा हूँ, फिल्म्स के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ, न्यूज़ के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ, और आई थिंक ये शायद ऑन अ वेरी सीरियस नोट फॉर बोथ ऑफ यू एंड इवन फॉर अस नाउ दैट वी आर वेंचर्ड इनटू द पॉडकास्ट स्पेस, देयर इज अ गुड अमाउंट ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर अस. अगर हम जैसे भी, आई विल टेक दैट वर्ड ऑफ सोल, आई लव दैट वर्ड, and you also said that, and I think if we as content creators are able to maintain that soul, I think there is good amount of opportunity to make that good amount of money also.
I agree.
So do you agree with me?
I completely agree.
I think let's make all content with soul. I don't think there should be a problem.
Yeah, and the right audience will find you.
The right audience will find you. There you go. That's an amazing perspective. Very nice. Let's continue. Okay, again, something which this industry is known for, nepotism. What is your take on it? It's there. So what do you think? Is it there, or it's not there, or again it's part of the process, or whatever you want to call it?
No, it is obviously there. It's a fact. It is there in every industry. But like it still being at the forefront, there are also other companies that are growing and that are giving great cinema, like what Madog did and what the company that Madog is
it's
right
an amazing
now.
example, huh?
It's a great example. It's very, very inspiring.
And yeah,
The kind of films that they are doing, the kind of newness that they are getting, the kind of talent that they are,
nurturing.
giving. So that is something really very inspiring. Then, like more companies like Madog, there was RSVP again.
I think even Excel is doing good, huh?
Yeah, but
Excel
that is still a little bit.
थोड़ा neighbor से बात आता
But these
But
are
still.
So I think all these companies are doing really, really well, and I feel right now we are at a stage because the audience has become so vast and there is something out there for everybody. So I feel more and more people are getting the opportunities and they are finding their audience. So I feel everybody has the
Yes.
in fact, I don't know if I should say
नहीं
this.
बोलिए ना, वो हमारे हाथ में है. By the way, हमारा ये जो आपके साथ में बैठी हुई इन्हीं के हाथ में काटना नहीं काटना.
But I
आप बताइए ना.
feel these companies like Madog and everybody are doing much well than what.
नाम बता दीजिए, कोई बात नहीं.
No, I think what she's trying to say is
we
the
got the
companies
message.
that
Yeah.
focus on
Nepotism, so
the
Star Kids, for example.
आप मतलब I think what she's trying to say is कि जहाँ content पे या जहाँ पर the end product पे focus होता है
Yeah.
rather than कि मुझे मेरे भाई को बिठाना है, इसकी sister को बिठाना है, उसके nephew को बिठाना है, वो favoritism के बदले में जहाँ आप content पे focus कर रहे हो and product पे focus कर रहे हो, those are doing much better.
Much better.
Yeah.
And I think that
अच्छा
ties
वही
it
वाली
up
बात होगी,
with
ऑडियंस
the-
होशियार हो गई है.
ऑडियंस बहुत स्मार्ट हो
बहुत
गई है,
smart
राइट? एंड व्हाटएवर फॉर्चुनेटली और अनफॉर्चुनेटली इन दीज प्लेसेस द ट्रोल्स हेल्प अस, क्योंकि वो सीधा ही पैन कर देते हैं कोई चीज़ को ये बोल के कि अरे हाँ तेरी भतीजी है ना इसीलिए, राइट? सो
मीडिया कंपनी में आप जब कॉर्पोरेट आ जाता है, आपकी इक्विटी डाइल्यूट करनी जाती है, you find that becomes a problem for the media owner, the company owner, when a corporate comes in with their equity, because you need to grow and you need money. So how do you as a creative person manage that decision when any kind of a content or a news has to be created or sent out, and it's your company eventually, so only an equity has been sold to a corporate. So how do you manage that? Do you think that's an issue or it's a manageable issue?
When I started the conversation with you, my first thing to tell you was that this is an unorganized industry, and I saw the fact that क्योंकि अब आपकी ऑडियंस चाहती है आप ऑर्गेनाइज्ड हो जाएं, आपकी गवर्नमेंट चाहती है आप ऑर्गेनाइज्ड हो जाएं, आपका इंटरनेशनल इकोसिस्टम टेक चाहता है आप ऑर्गेनाइज्ड हो जाएं, लेकिन आप ऑर्गेनाइज नहीं हो रहे हैं क्योंकि फॉर सम रीज़न यू कंटिन्यू टू रिटेन सर्टन काइंड्स ऑफ हाई हैंडेडनेस, राइट? तो कॉर्पोरेट्स का यहाँ आना बहुत ज़रूरी था. तो जिस तरह OTTs आए ऑन अ सर्टन सेगमेंट, हम आए ऑन अनदर सेगमेंट. वी आर ऑन द सोशल side of it. OTTs are on the broadcast side of it, right? For us, I think it was a given. It is a natural. क्योंकि मैं किसी और इन्वेस्टर के बजाय मैं खुद ही एज एन इन्वेस्टर ही सोचती हूँ, राइट? आई ऑलवेज थिंक ऑफ इट लाइक दैट. तो इसीलिए सारी अकाउंटेबिलिटी, सारी फाइलिंग, सारी कंप्लायंस, सब कुछ उसी हिसाब से हुआ है. अगर मैं उसको पैशन ड्रिवन या लाइक अ जर्नलिस्ट सोचती तो शायद इट वुड हैव कंटिन्यूड टू स्टे इन दैट.
I agree. Very interesting. चलिए एक और, अगेन वुमेन फोकस्ड, क्योंकि एपिसोड ही वुमेन फोकस जा रहा है. सो बोथ, लेट्स बी गिव यू द क्रेडिट and appreciate that, applaud that efforts that you have kind of broken the barriers and you are further breaking and making stride as women leaders. Tell us what tips, advice you would like to give to your so-called our audience who are watching you, me and her, watching us as a woman leader. What are those few things which are a professional who's going to be an entrepreneur, who's already an entrepreneur, and there are again, Shriya and Sonam, a lot of women are still finding it challenging. So what can you advise them? What can you tell them? What you can motivate them? Love to hear that from you.
I think it's an ongoing process. Like you grow as and when you are put into the circumstances. But I feel knowing yourself, I do थोड़ा cliche लग रहा है, but knowing yourself is something that gives you a base to kind of have the strength to make the decisions, gives you the strength to take criticism, it gives you the strength to understand other people's thoughts and opinions. So I feel ki understanding yourself is the first step that you should take, because if you are not very clear in your head, insecurities will eat you up. So being clear in your head is really extremely important. And I feel other than that, I think
follow the
women
passion.
are strong enough to
stronger.
kind of learn on the
True.
journey.
I also agree. Sonam, आप बताएं ना कुछ.
I think complementing personas and complementing capabilities, right? चाहे आप अपने professional space में हों, चाहे आप अपने personal space में हों. As a woman who's now empowered for the last couple of decades, I think now it is for you to build the right world. Right?
Very true.
तो diversity अब आपको आगे प्रोजेक्ट करनी है, तो अपनी टीम में, अपने घर में, अपनी फैमिली में, अपने सोशल स्पेस में मैन वुमन थर्ड जेंडर, राइट, उनको आप उसी तरह की अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ दीजिए जो आपको ऐसा लगता था आपकी माँ आपकी दादी को नहीं मिली. And complementing skill sets should become more important. If I am more business minded, I need co-founders and teammates who understand the creative side, the soul of doing something, right? I think that's what's important. Same is while choosing a partner, right? आप अगर बहुत ज़्यादा मनी माइंडेड हो या आप अगर बहुत ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिकल हो, एक पार्टनर जो इमोशनल है और आप दोनों को बैलेंस कर देता है, आई थिंक that's what it is. It's for you to build a diverse world now.
Correct. Amazing. So, friends, it was a wonderful session we had with Shriya and Sonam. Both are our partners. We have officially announced our collaboration.
Yes.
I love to acknowledge and thank you for being our media partner.
Thank you for
With
giving us
Navras, we are now associated in their filmmaking process. So we're looking forward, Shreya, for a beautiful journey.
100%.
The next year is going to be exciting for all of us. As an entrepreneur, we as a company are venturing into the media and the entertainment space, and the perspective and the objective of hosting these two young women leaders are that we are aligned with their businesses, we are aligned and we are collaborating with both these young women here, and we strongly believe in their stories, and that is the reason why they are here. And it was again wonderful hosting you, and thank you Shreya. जैसे अभी मालूम पड़ा कि 1 घंटे का एपिसोड था, मालूम ही नहीं पड़ा बात करते करते. And again Sonam, thank you a lot.
Thank you so
for
much
being a
for
supporter
having us.
and for giving shape to this entire podcast, which without you and your team would not have been possible. And on camera, would want to acknowledge your team, which has been led by Vishek. You're doing a fantastic job. So very, very well done, team. And again, I would also want to acknowledge our team, Tausif, Apeksha, Swaroop, everybody. They have done a fantastic job, who have been doing amazing work in amplifying the content and creating some amazing content together. So let this journey and this collaboration continue. Thank you for being on the
Thank you
show.
and good night.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Shreya,
having
and thank
us.
you, Sonam.
Thank
Thank you.